Hello everyone, welcome to the third lecture of Full Stack Web Development course. In this video we are going to discuss head tag or heading tags, paragraph tag, text formatting tags and image tag. Whenever we start with an HTML file, Visual Studio Code provides a very interesting emmet abbreviation which helps us to generate boiler code. Boiler code means boilerplate or boiler code is the minimal required tag which we have to write in every HTML file. So we don't have to write it manually. To generate the boilerplate, we have to just write exclamation mark and then press enter or tab key. This is the boilerplate where all the minimum required tags are pre-generated. Second way of generating is, the second method is type HTML and just click on the HTML5 option. This will also generate the boilerplate for the HTML file. After generating the boilerplate, let's start with the heading tags. The heading tag in HTML are used to define titles and subtitles of section on a web page. Basically, they help us to organize the content and create a structure that is easy to navigate. Means section wise, if you have put some headings, it summarizes the content and we can go through the heading and we could reach up to a specific point which we need. Proper use of heading enhances readability also. If you go through headings, you don't have to go through the content. If you are searching for a specific content, if a proper heading has been given, we can just look onto the heading and we can reach to our specific content. And even the search engines, the search engine use the heading to understand the structure, because that's also helpful in SEO, search engine optimization. And there are 6 different heading levels in HTML. So H1 to H6 are the 6 different heading level in Python. Say if we have to write 6 different heading in this web page, to use all the 6 different headings level like H1 to H6, what I can do, one method is H1. If I write H1, then H2 and H3. But the better way is, in this also I can use emmet abbreviation. How can I do that? H1 plus H2 plus H3 plus H4 plus H5 plus H6 and press enter. All the 6 heading will be generated. If you have to generate multiple adjacent tag, this emmet abbreviation is very helpful. Write the name of the tag simply H1 plus H2 plus H3 plus H4 until H6, and this will generate this. All the 6 tag will be auto generated. Now I'll show you one more emmet abbreviation. If I have to write a common content in all the 6 heading, what I can do is press Ctrl Alt arrow key, and this will expand the cursor to all the 6 tag. And now if I say, if I have to write common content, hello world, you can see through a single typing I have generated the content for all the 6 tag. Now if we talk about the heading one by one, the H1 heading at the first is the main heading and is used for the top level heading, that is the main heading of the web page. There is no constant to restrict how many times I can use a particular heading. Like H1, I can use H1 for any number of time in the web page. Similarly, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, I can use them any number of time. There is no restriction. H2 or H3 is used for dividing the content into the major section. For example, H1 is the main heading. Then after that, if there are subsections or the major section after the main heading, we can divide them by using H2 or H3. And likewise, for further subsections, we can use the further heading H4, H5. Let's check the output. For checking the output, let's check where we have saved this file. Save documents. In the documents I have web development, and there it's first HTML. Let's copy the address. Let's open the browser and paste, say first dot HTML and press enter. Now so you can see the output. All the 6 heading has been displayed in this web page. We have defined 6 different heading with the same content, hello world. What you can observe is all the headings starting from the first till last are having same content, but the importance or emphasis given on the first heading is the highest. Second, H2 is having a little less emphasis, means the size of the second heading is less in compared to the first one, and similarly the third one is having a little less size. And gradually if you go to this S6 heading, S6 is the least important heading. So these are the 6 different headings. Now if I get back to my code and if I want to add a paragraph tag, say we have already discussed paragraph tag in the first video. So say paragraph, and we also know that we have talked about lorem abbreviation. So if I have to generate just a random content, say 10 words, I will use lorem 10. And now I just need to check the output in my web page. First, save this file, save, or you can simply press Ctrl S, go back to your web page and refresh the web page. You can see a paragraph has been added into the web page. What is a paragraph? Paragraph is nothing. P tag or paragraph tag is used to generate or define a paragraph of text. But you need to know one thing: whenever you write a paragraph text, there is an extra space added above and after. Means both before and after the paragraph tag, the HTML automatically adds some extra space, and it also change the line. Whenever you put a paragraph tag, the paragraph tag is always displayed onto a new line. It's never displayed on the same line. If you want to check, let's put one more paragraph here. Say after this P, let me write one more P and say lorem 7, and now again save this, Ctrl S, get back to our output and refresh the page. You can check again there is a space. If you check this, before this paragraph there is space, and if you check this, after this paragraph also there is a space, and before this paragraph also there is a space. So paragraph is always displayed on a new line, and there are some extra spaces by default which is added by HTML before and after the paragraph tag. If you have noticed that whenever we make any changes in my HTML file, we have to first save the changes by pressing the Ctrl S, or by going to the file and save, and then we have to go to the browser and then refresh the web page to see those changes. But there are certain settings which we can adopt to avoid all these steps. What you can do is, in the file menu there is an auto save option. Although it's auto checked, but I want to show you that if this is not checked, you can check it. What will be the effect of this? When you check this option, whatever changes you made in the HTML file are auto saved. And second thing is, if you have to every time, although it's auto saved here, but if I have to just check one more time, say I am going to add one more paragraph, and this time it's little, let me decrease the size to just make it different, lorem 3. Okay, if you look onto this paragraph, I know that I have switched on the auto save option and it's already saved, but when I have to check the output, I have to go and refresh the web page, then only this output is shown to us. So if I want to prevent this, that is, if I want that I don't need to go and every time I have to refresh the web page, there is one more option. If you go to the extension of your Visual Studio Code, here you can search for an extension known as live server. Okay, and here is the option, just go and click and install it. Once you have installed the live server in your Visual Studio Code, you will find this option in your taskbar, that is go live option, and this option is also available if you right click on the file name, open with live server, and even if you right click on the window here, there is an option open with live server. So from all these three places, for example, you have to, and once you go to the live server, you don't have to go and refresh the page. Say if I use the go live server, go live option, and once it is displayed, let's go back to our HTML file and just add one more paragraph and say lorem only, nothing else. Now if you go to the output, you don't have to refresh, you don't have to save, and the output is auto updated. Now let's check some website to understand this heading and paragraph. Let's open Wikipedia, it's my favorite website. Let's open Wikipedia, search for data science. Okay, now let's look onto this page. If you look onto this page, if you look onto the structure of the page, the data science seems to be the main heading of the page, and these are the paragraphs, one paragraph, two paragraph, and likewise the page has been divided. Now what we'll do is, now we'll depict the same. Now I will copy this into our web page. We will try to depict this web page with our example. Let's first remove all the previous content from the file, and now let's copy. Let me say my main heading this time will be the heading that is data science. Let me copy this and let's go back. paste. Okay, now we will put some paragraphs. Few paragraphs have to be implemented. Now let's go and copy the, let me put this entire part in the first paragraph, or let me put this in a separate paragraph, and this in a separate paragraph. Let me now check the output. Go live. Okay, if you see this paragraph, we have this heading as data science, and the first paragraph as this, and second paragraph as this. Let me go back to the same website. We are not depicting it exactly because in order to have all these things like navigation bar and all, we need to have more concept like CSS has to be known, but we haven't started. We are just simply trying to copy the concept which we have studied, like heading and paragraphs. If you look onto this paragraph, if you find that there is a horizontal bar also after the heading, let me copy that also. For after heading there should be a horizontal rule, and for that we have a very simple tag which is known as HR. This is an empty tag. This is an empty or self-ending tag. It doesn't have any content. Okay, let's check. Now this horizontal line is appearing after the main heading. Now let's get back to our web page and check. If you notice that there is a following paragraph. Let me copy this paragraph and add one more paragraph to my file, and let's get back to my output. So if I check, yes, we have the paragraph, but if I notice in this example, after profession and before this data science is a concept of unify, in my output there is no line break here in data science and a concept. Let's check the code. To insert a line change at any part of the text, there is an tag known as BR, which is again a self-ending or empty tag. If I add this to some place, the line will be changed from that place. Let me get back. The data science is a concept of, it has changed the line from here. If you want to add one more line in between, we can add one more BR and it will generate one more line break. Let's get back. See, there is a line break once more. Okay, so now we have just tried to depict or to copy the Wikipedia page of data science. We copied the heading, horizontal line and the paragraphs. Now let's take a look over this. If you find this 1 and this 2 are little bit raised above the text, can we copy this? Yes, we can do this. There is a tag known as SUP, that is superscript. So if I have to raise certain text above the normal text, what we can do is we can simply enclose that part into SUP or superscript tag. Similarly, I have to even raise this part also. So what I'll do is I'll copy or I'll enclose this 2 also inside the SUP. Now let's go back and check the output. Now if you check, yes, let me just zoom it. Now you can check that this 1 and this 2 in my output is little raised. Now let's check some more formatting into our file. Say if I have to write an equation of H2, okay, first we need to insert a paragraph, and in this I want to write a chemical equation, that is H2 plus O is equal to H2O, and here we all know that this 2 should be little below the H, and similarly the 2 between H and O should also be below the H. Let's check this. Will it be there? Okay, the output is there. Only we have to do is we need to add our sub. Instead of super, we can add sub. Sub stands for subscript. In the previous example we saw, to raise a part of the text we have to use SUP, which is superscript, whereas to put a text below the normal text we have to use subscript. The tag is SUB. Now let's check the output. Yes, you can check this. Okay, I think we have enclosed O also in the, that's why it's coming. Yes, we have added this O also. Now we can check. Yes, the output is correct. Now let's check some more text formatting tags. Say if I have to highlight a part of your output, say the data science of the second paragraph needs to be highlighted. If I need to highlight this text, there is a mark tag. If you enclose a part of your text in mark tag, that particular text will be highlighted. Let's copy this, paste this and check the output. See, the data science part of this text is highlighted. Now let's check some more text formatting tags. Say if you want to make certain italic effect, like if you see this text is little tilted towards right, that is italic effect. If I need to put some italic effect into our code, there is an I tag. Say if I have to make this italic, what we can do is I can put this text into I. You have to put the closing tag till where you want the effect to be applied, say Control V, and now let's check the effect. If you go to your document, see now this text is little bit of tilted towards right, that is italic effect. There is a del tag which is used to put an impression like some word has been removed from the web page and instead of that some other text has been added. Say there are two tags, del and ins. Ins stands for insert and del stands for deleted text, and deleted text is generally strike through. The text is striked by a line and the inserted text will be added in place of that. For example, say in this example, instead of scientific, I want to use the word logical. So what we'll do is I will enclose this into del and let's add the scientific word into del so that it will put an effect that this has been deleted, and instead of that I will use ins to add an effect that logical word has been added in place of this. Let's go and check the change. Look, this particular text which has been put in del has been strike through. That means it puts an effect that this word has been removed and this logical word which is underlined is added in place of scientific. In my page I want to make the second paragraph data science into bold. So there is a B tag to make a particular word bold. Say I have to make this word bold, so I will put it into B tag. B tag basically bolds the content. So if I copy and paste this, now check the output. Now you can see that this data science has been highlighted. Let's check this. I will apply this line side by side. Say in the second word I will use em to make put an emphasis on this, okay, also, and then I will use the strong word. Again similar effect is generated by these words. Let me just apply to consecutive words like data science, also, and integrated. Let's check. Say by the B tag it's bold, by emphasis it's little bit highlighted, not exactly as bold but it's italic, and strong and bold are little bit similar because in both the cases the text is highlighted more with a bold. Now let's get back to our website again. Let's check this Wikipedia website. If you see this image, not exactly same as this, but if I want to put an image on my web page also, how can we do that? Say let's move on to the last part of our web page and say if I have to add an image, we will use img tag to add an image, and it has two attribute. One is src and other is alternate, that is alt. Now what is the use of these two attribute? src tag is used to specify the address of the image which has to be added to the web page, and alternate in case if the image is not displayed due to any reason, availability of the image or the address or the URL which you are giving is wrong or any other reason. In that case this alternate text will be displayed just to make the user know that this particular place has been allotted for an image. Let's go back to the website and just copy the address, copy image address, and get back to our coding, and in the src I'll paste that particular address and let's go and check. Yes, the image has been added into our web page. Now if I go back to my coding and do some mistake, say I have just removed this, and let's go back. Look, the image is not there, and neither anything else has been displayed to make us know that this place was allocated for an image. For that purpose we use the alternate tag. Here I can write some tag like galaxy image. Now if I go back to my web page and move, look, even if the image is not displayed, this alternate has been displayed in place of that image. In case due to any reason if the image is not being displayed, instead of that this alternate text will be displayed, which will explain to the user that this place has been allotted for the image. Due to some reason the image is not getting displayed, that's why this text has been displayed. So if I get back and paste the address again, and I will go back to my this image again, so the alternate text is displayed if the image is not displayed for any reason. So this is a very important argument. And now we can even control the width and height of our image. Say width, there's an attribute width. In pixels also we can specify like 800 pixel, and say let me specify the height, HEIGHT height, as say 400 pixel, half of the width. Let's go back and check. The width of the image has been made 800 pixel and the height is 400 pixel. Now get back to the image and let's just remove the width, and only height has to be displayed. Now if you check, the width has been decreased and the height is 400, so the image has been resized, the width also has been resized as per the height. If you only change one of the parameter, either height or width, the other one is according to the proportion, the other one is also set. Say if I decrease the height to 200 pixel, now you go back to this, you see the width is also set according to the proportion. Now please go to the inspect tool. It's a very good developers tool. If you check this, there is a hover tool here. If you hover, the property of that particular element is shown to us. Say if I have to check this, look, the image properties have been displayed here. We can check whatever we have written code, and this is the margin and all details, margin, padding, border, and all things have been displayed. If you check this, as we have set only the one parameter, that is the height, proportionate width, that is 267.375, automatically is set by the browser. Now please check, if I just go and change the width only and not the height, say width of the image say to be 200 pixel, let's go back and now check. Let's get back to the hover. Now check, I have only set 200 as the width, the proportional height is 149.6. It's a good practice to set only height or width. The second parameter is set proportionally as per the width or the height. Now you can check this one, toggle device toolbar. This is basically used to check the responsiveness of the web page. Say the dimensions are being displayed here, and you can even check for which device you want to check. For example, if you want to display how your web page will be seen on particular device, say iPhone XR, this will be the display of your particular web page. So this is the part of responsive, and this is hover. So let's close this for time being. We will be checking this inspect tool in our journey of full stack web development course number of times whenever it is required. Now let's get back last time to the Wikipedia website and see if you find that the image is on the right hand side of the text. Can we put or align our image on the right side of the text? Yes, we can do it, but although using HTML the alignment of the image has been depreciated, because now the alignment and all the styling is done through CSS, but still let's try out this. Although I will not advise to use this with HTML, later on when we will discuss CSS I will explain how to do this alignment through CSS. See, this align attribute has been put in red color to just tell you that this has been depreciated. And now let's go and check. Yes, the image has been aligned towards the right. Now do one more change. let's put this image tag somewhere else, say Control X. Let me put it somewhere here after, say after this paragraph. Okay, after the first two paragraph, and let's go and check what would be. Look, now this, it is aligned with the paragraph, it's being shown on the right side. You can change this alignment to left also, whatever you want, left or right. Now go and check the left alignments and see. Now it's, although I will not advise this, because this alignment or styling of any of the element through HTML directly is not at all advised. So in this video we have done many things: heading, paragraph, styling of the text and image tag. That's all for this video. Thank you.